Okay, well, I decided that since I have all this stuff bundled up inside of me, that this is going to be therapeutic. And I have certain people that I listen to on Facebook. So Leanne Hart's always got these inspirational messages. And I mean, she makes my day every single day. So if you don't know Leanne Hart, you need to follow her. She is wonderful. Heart Cattle Company. And Chad Prather is funny as heck. And, you know, I keep thinking if I channel Chad, maybe I'll be more exciting, you know? So, because he's always making you laugh. And he's always got these fun insights. Well, I'm not Chad. And I'm not Leanne, but I'm Donda. And what I have a passion about is marketing. And I love kids. I love the rodeo kids. I love the livestock kids. I love the kids that do the things that we all love, that I make buckles for. I mean, that's the kind of kids and the kind of kids I'm raising my children to be, and the kind of people that I want to be around, the rodeo families. So, you know, I asked myself, how can I use my knowledge to help these kids and these associations and these Western events to catch up? Because I got to tell you, the Western world and the rodeo world is always about 5 to 10 years behind on marketing. It seems like every time I come up with this wonderful idea, then, you know, a couple years down the road, I see big businesses implementing them. And then rodeo businesses, Western businesses, and we're about 5 years behind. So, you know, I don't know why that is. I don't know why it's one of these things that just seems to always happen. But the rodeo industry and the Western industry and the livestock industry always seems to be a little bit behind the times. And I got to tell you, we better catch up. Because there's other sports out there that are way ahead of us. And I started a podcast called Buckle Dreams, and try to interview rodeo cowboys going down the road to see, you know, what we could do. And I had several ideas from different cowboys that of what rodeo could do. And if you're interested, it's on iTunes. But honestly, I couldn't get a hold of anyone. They all have cell phones now, and there's no way to get a hold of all these cowboys, and they darn sure don't want to be interviewed by somebody that they don't know over the telephone. So I decided to use my skills and my passions in different areas. Instead of chasing the guys that have already made it down the road to see what inspires them, I decided to see what I could do to help kids that haven't made it yet to market themselves. So my first video was about what we do as contestants and moms, about promoting the sport of rodeo on a local level. And goodness knows we need to do that. This video I want to dedicate to photographers. Okay, so I know that all of us go to the rodeos. Excuse me, I've got 2 kids that go, and all of us go to the rodeos, and we all focus on our children, which is wonderful. And the people around us are great people. But you don't notice the person sitting in the dirt taking pictures. And that's fine. You know, but they're not always there just for you to forget about them. They're there every weekend. They don't get potty breaks. They don't go and break and eat at the concession stand. And they darn sure are not going to stick around if you don't spend some money with them. They just can't. They can't afford to go. So I've been the rodeo photographer before, and it is so great seeing these kids grow up. It makes my heart sing just knowing that I took a picture of this little child when they were little, and then 3 years down the road I took a picture and they were jumping off their horse in the goat tying, and they were running down there and tying faster, and you're like, oh, I remember when we used to have to help her off horse, you know? And I see my kids growing up too through pictures. So I didn't do this to make any money. I didn't do this to start being a rodeo photographer to make a lot of money, and right now I'm not even taking pictures. So don't get me wrong, I don't consider myself a professional rodeo photographer. But I did notice something. Everyone takes it for granted that somebody's going to be there taking pictures. They think nothing of stealing pictures off a website and posting them to their Facebook page. And don't get me wrong, it's stealing. If you take a picture off of a photographer's site that has proof on it, and you post it to your Facebook page, or take a picture of it with your phone and use it as your screensaver, you're stealing it. Okay? So this is my rant to you guys, okay? We are honored as rodeo photographers that you like our pictures. I had a parent the other day, I printed some pictures up to show, you know, some of the examples, and they said, I loved your picture so much that I took a picture with my phone to use it as my screensaver. Thank you. But they didn't buy it. They took a picture of my picture that I showed them their child, and it was cute, or I wouldn't have printed it. And I enjoy taking that picture, or I wouldn't have printed it. But the only way I can afford to do this over and over again, and even print pictures, and I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about every rodeo photographer out there. Everyone likes to bitch that the rodeo pictures aren't great, okay? Everyone likes to bitch that the rodeo photographers don't have the exact picture or the wonderful picture of my child. But nobody wants to spend the money to buy a picture. Now, I know there's only so many barrel racing pictures you can have of your kid, okay? There's only so many, after they go around the end pole for the 500th time, you're thinking, oh my God, if I have one more pole picture of my child, I'm going to vomit. Okay, I understand this. But that rodeo photographer is not coming back if you guys can't spend some money with them. So this is my challenge to you, as a mom, as a girl, as a mom, as a person that loves rodeo photography. Okay, spend the money after you bought your $5,000 horse for your child, and you got the truck and the trailer, and you paid all this money for entry fees. Spend $10 with your photographer and buy one picture a weekend. Use that picture on Facebook. Okay? And this goes back again to marketing us as a rodeo community. Use that picture on Facebook and tag all the sponsors for that weekend. Tag them. Tag them and say, this is because Best Western in Vernon, Texas. And this is because the steakhouse in Clarendon or Wyoming's trading company sponsored me this weekend, sponsored the rodeo. This is for them. Don't say, I've got another pole bending picture again of my child, okay? You look at it as a marketing tool to get the word rodeo out there and to thank the sponsors at that event. And you're also supporting your photographer to come back and take another picture, because one of these days, they're going to take the picture that you cherish the most when your children are older. You may throw 1,000 of them in the drawer, okay? I understand that. And it's another $10 or $20 you had to spend that weekend that you really didn't have to spend. But you spent the rodeo money to get there. And you spent the money and the gas to get your child there. And that picture can be used for marketing. But if you steal a picture off of a photographer's site and still tag it to these associations, you tag it to those rodeo sponsors and it says proof all over it, that shows how much lack of respect we have for the people that support us. Because believe it or not, your rodeo photographers are out there supporting you and your kids. They're eating dirt for someone. And you say, okay, they're doing it for a living. They're doing it to make money. Well, I can promise you there's not rodeo photographers that are out there making them a lot of money. I can promise you they don't make a ton of money. Some of these bigger events, some of these finals, that may be true. They may be making decent money, but they're not out there for the money. They're out there for the love. They love taking pictures of rodeo. They love taking that shot, that one shot that no one else gets. And they'll take 1,000 pictures to get that shot. And that's because they're passionate at what they do is photography. But they don't have to be at your rodeo. They can be at the mountain shooting. They can be at the stock show. They can be at another rodeo down the road that supports them. But they're there watching your child and taking pictures of your kid. So appreciate what they do. Buy one picture a weekend. Use that picture for marketing. Use that picture to tag your sponsors for each rodeo and help support the sport of rodeo. Thanks.